Hi guys, Professor Davis here. I actually recorded this entire lecture in Teams a while ago, but when I went to review it, there was no audio. I don't know why. And then when I went back in to re-record it, there was no option to record or anything like that. So I can't share my screen or anything like that. I'm just recording this on the video camera from my laptop because I definitely want to make sure I get you guys a lecture. But I don't know, technology problems today. So this week you have no discussion posts. I want to make sure that was first because I want you to really focus on getting together with your group mates, your partner, your group partner or partners, and making sure that you collaborate to do your group project. I have given you guys tons of ways to make sure that you get your face onto the presentation, the PowerPoint presentation, when you were doing your persuasive speeches. Not to mention, I put up your colleagues' videos who did theirs, and you could see how they did theirs. If I'm not explaining it in a satisfactory way for you, the different examples I've given don't help you. You can actually see it done by your classmates who did theirs, and those are in the folder called what's this called? In course concepts under persuasive speeches. So you can look there and you get, to see exactly how other students did it. But in this case, you're doing trying to get two people. So I've already given you a few ways of how to do that. Teams, if it's working, which up until right now, it's been working fine for me throughout the semester. But Teams has a built-in function where obviously you can have multiple people. You can conference, what we used to call conferencing. You can conference multiple people in on video, but it also has the ability to upload a PowerPoint presentation. So Teams is ideal, which is why SWIC uses it for anything you want to do that requires any type of presentation and that requires you to be, your face to be in the presentation. Zoom has the exact same feature where you can have a Zoom meeting, have two people there, and upload something. In this case, a PowerPoint presentation. If you find that difficult to do, feel free to do separate, and that would allow you guys to work together, to do it together. And there are tons of Teams tutorials to show you how to use Teams in that way. Tons of Google Slides tutorials, tons of, even PowerPoint has ways to do it. And then Zoom as well. You can Google that, you can YouTube that. If the way that I've shown you guys isn't really helping you, but if you want to have both of you together, it's a really cool way to do it. And these are designed for that. But there's also the way of, just use your computer and you record your part. I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, if not last week in the lecture. Record your part. The pro would go first. Traditionally, they say their piece. You send that to your partner. They watch it. And then they respond to what you said. They don't just come up with generic cons. It needs to be an actual debate where you guys actually appear to be having an actual conversation with each other in terms of the person is responding directly to what you said, not just any random cons about the topic, and they don't even mention what you actually addressed. So that's why this is a group project. Part of this project, guys, if you read the syllabus, part of this project is, and I know I can't share my screen with you guys, but I will just read to you that the group speech for this assignment, you will develop the skills necessary for decision making, planning, facilitating meetings, and working effectively in group contexts. So understand that that's a part of it. Finding ways to connect with each other. That's a part of your grade. That's a part of the assignment. That's a part of the point. Is finding ways. That planning is going to be crucial in your careers. Being able to find ways to facilitate meetings and get everybody together. Scheduling, that's often very difficult, but we all have to do it. And then, of course, decision making just goes with anything you're going to do. And working in groups, of course, is something that we all have to do, no matter what you do. Unless you're going to be a shoe shine man, you're going to have to work in groups, or shoe shine woman, you're going to have to work in groups. Most jobs require you to work with other people. And one of the things I know is that most of us don't care for group projects because there's often the feeling that somebody won't pull their weight, which is why I sent out that announcement email that said to please fill out the form when you're done and let me know how your partner, how you feel your partner did. Again, I can't stress enough, you will not grade your partner. Your grade will not be the sole deciding factor. It will be a part of how I decide. Now, obviously, if your partner doesn't give anything, if you have a partner you have not been able to reach, I would hope you would have let me know by now. I sent out the first announcement saying start getting together with your partners in October. We are now November 15th, and I sent that out in October before Halloween. So you should have long ago been trying to reach your partners. And if you were having trouble with that, I would like to think you would have let me know long before now. And I even said as much in my lectures. Do not let me know Saturday night I don't have my project because I never heard from my partner. You're going to receive an F. That's a part of the process. That's a part of what you're being graded on. How well do you navigate, plan, facilitate, and just think critically. If you haven't been able to reach them and they're half your grade, or at least they're not technically half your grade, but you need them to do the project, then you should let the instructor know, I have not been able to reach them. And I have heard from people. I have heard from some people. So that lets me know you guys know you're supposed to do that. But if you save it to the last minute, I can tell you now that you will get no mercy from me. Certainly not this late in the semester. This would have been a great opportunity for everyone to work together, get to know each other a little more, something we don't get to do a lot of with online classes that I always try to find ways to facilitate, because it can be a lot more challenging, obviously, than sitting in a class together. So if you have not heard from your partner at this point, it is very late in the game to tell me I never heard from them when I first told you guys to start contacting each other in October. If you look in the announcements, I think I sent that out October 27th or 26th or something like that, just saying, please, yes, October 26th, I gave you guys your groups and your topics that you had to select from, and you were supposed to start working together then, because it can be difficult to schedule. And that's why I gave you so much time. That's why you don't have a discussion post this week. Again, just trying to facilitate. I also sent out another email the next day, or announcement email, the next day, just telling you how to make sure you had each other's emails and how to reach each other via email using Blackboard, without giving out everyone's emails. Not everybody wants that. So everyone should have connected by this point. And for those people who I've said, you've emailed me and said, I have not heard from my partner or partners, whatever it may be. I have emailed them and said, where are they? Or in a couple of instances, I know in one in particular, that student had to withdraw from the course. And so I had to reassign. They weren't withdrawn when we first started the group projects, but they have withdrawn since. And so I had to put that person in another group. So just know that this is all falling on you guys to make sure that you facilitate and manage. But some things, if you have reached out to the person repeatedly and you have let me know that you reached out to them repeatedly, and you have not heard back from them, please go ahead and do both sides of the debate. You will say what people who are in favor of the topic say, and you will do what people who are opposed to it will say. If you reached out to me and said, I didn't have a partner, whatever, I've already reassigned you. At this point, the assignment is due on Sunday. It is too late to add you to a group because those people have likely been working already. They should have been working since October 26th or thereabout. And it would be too late to add you to that now, which is why I would like to thought that if you, that first week, say the 26th through Halloween, that first week, say through the 1st or 2nd of November, if you hadn't heard from them and you had tried, I would like to think you would have reached out to me, Toby. So at this point, it's too late to reassign people to new groups. So you will do the pros and the cons. You will do both sides, which means you will have to now do a 6 to 8 minute presentation by yourself. And again, that doesn't happen if you let me know early on, like I definitely had a couple of people do, where I was able to just reassign them. But if that's the case, or one person I know for a fact, I just told them go ahead and do it yourself. But then you now have a lot more on your plate when I could have just reassigned you And then you only have your 3 minutes or 4 minutes or whatever. But at this point, if you have never heard back from your partner and you did not let me know so that I could contact them on your behalf, go ahead and do both sides of the debate, whichever topic you choose. And just know that that person will receive a 0, whether you fill out the form or not, because I won't get anything from them. This is not one of those things where I don't do group projects where I have people's grades dependent on anyone else. You are each doing your own separate part of it so that I can grade you separately. However, a part of your grade is that planning part, how well you coordinated together and found ways to get and stay in contact with each other to facilitate a good group project. That part you are graded on together because both of you were responsible for that. The exception being, of course, if you say, I tried everything, I emailed them, I never heard back. I have no phone number. I can't give out people's phone numbers. So, they would have to have given you their phone number, which I absolutely recommended early on. So no discussion post this week. Again, for PowerPoint, to get both of you in a presentation, try Teams, try Zoom. They both have features where you can have yourself and another person or persons, and a PowerPoint presentation. That's kind of what they're there for. That's what we use them for all the time, because you can share your screen, and that's amazing. But also in Teams, you don't even have to share your screen. You can upload a PowerPoint presentation and just scroll through it, and it puts your picture in a little box down below. So, and also at the last resort, of course, go to Google, go to YouTube, and see if there are ways to facilitate that other than what I've already told you. And of course, if you have to do it this way, you could do, like I said, get your computer, get your phone, set it up, and just talk directly to your phone with your PowerPoint on your computer. And then save that video. The other person does theirs after watching yours. And then someone would have to know how to do video editing to put the two videos together. Don't submit 2 videos. If there's no way to put them together, fine. But you guys have all grown up in the TikTok, Reels era of stitching. You should know how to put 2 videos together and not have them overlap each other. But I definitely would like to see both of you in the video at the same time, if at all possible, not by going to each other's houses. Of course, these are all remote ways that I'm telling you. All right, guys, if you have any questions this week, let me know. And hopefully Teams will be working again next Monday. I don't know what's going on with it. I will reboot my computer. I will reboot Teams and see if that helps. All right, guys, thanks. Bye.